I get the opportunity to introduce our first recipient of the MSOE Alumni Achievement Award, and it's to Frank Weiler, who's sitting right at the front table here. And this is 50 years for him since graduation. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Frank. So after high school, Frank joined in the U.S. Navy with the goal of learning electronics. He graduated from MSOE with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering in 1969, and he took a job with GE in Syracuse, New York. Once there, then he decided to pursue his master's degree, and he graduated in 1973 with a degree in electrical engineering from Syracuse University. Throughout his career, Frank's been instrumental in the early adoption of application-specific design tools for integrated circuits. The leading-edge tools included interactive graphics, digital verification via simulation, automatic design and layout synthesis, and integrated circuit design rule verification. He also served as an engineering contributor to the standardization of high-level digital design language such as VHDL and Verilog HDL that are still prevalent today. And by the way, I don't know how many of you know what that is. I had to look it up to make sure that wasn't a typo and there's the same thing. It's not the same thing, I learned. They're two different things, even though they seem to be spelled similarly. Okay, so now I know. So he's very smart. In addition to GE, Frank worked for Motorola and numerous consulting firms and startup companies in Silicon Valley. Each role centered around the application of new tools and computer automation applied to the design and development of emerging integrated circuit technology. In 2001, he retired from Avanti Corporation and relocated back to Arizona. Once he was settled, Frank set out to conquer yet a new challenge: to inspire young students to major in electronics. He's currently an adjunct professor at DeVry University and Grand Canyon University in Phoenix. And not to let any grass grow beneath his feet, Frank is now an instructor teaching Rockwell Automation customers the technical details of new automation equipment and design environments on behalf of Rockwell Automation in training sessions across the country. Always an ambassador for MSOE and knowing the importance that Dierks Hall and the programs within it which it will bring, Frank states, "My students at the Rockwell training sessions have shared with me their current concept and understanding of how artificial intelligence can be beneficial for factory automation. It is hoped that I can advance the discussion with these students to motivate them concerning artificial intelligence and future directions of real-world automation solutions." Frank has also stayed very involved with MSOE from afar, serving as an Arizona Alumni Chapter President, Tau Omega Mu member, and attends the Arizona Chapter Brewers baseball game and tailgate in Phoenix each year. Frank and his wife Anna perform all the setup and the grilling duties at the event, which is very important, ensuring that over 100 alumni from MSOE and friends enjoy an honest-to-goodness tailgate from Wisconsin, one that even includes Usinger brats shipped in from Wisconsin. Or from Milwaukee, I should say. Frank enjoys traveling to Colombia with his wife and his 2 daughters, 4 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. He's an inspiration to us all and proof that it's always better to wear out, not rust out. Keep going, Frank. Congratulations, Mr. Weiler, and please join Dr. Walls and I to accept this award.
Wow, is that how to embellish a resume or not? Is that? That's something. I don't know if I could live up to everything that was said, but as an adjunct instructor, I often come with show and tell. Okay, so I have some show and tell. The whole idea of being here and being with all of you, we had a chance to see MSOE grow, and it's really growing in a wonderful direction, and I'm so pleased to see that we keep turning students out that have skills in the jobs that are available today, and that's so important. And so, since you all saw the future of MSOE, I'd like to bring you back to the past, because after 54 years, I saw the campus a little bit differently than perhaps you do today. It was quite different. And there was a building here called Building B. Is it D building?
B building.
B building. The B building. And it actually still exists, but it's really part of the new structure here. And I don't think it's called the B building anymore, is it? Probably not.
It's Direct Supplies building.
Oh, the Direct Supplies building?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anna and I actually thought that maybe one of the ways we could get our name on a building here was to change our name to B, Frank and Anna B, and we'd have it, right? But that's good. Well, I wanted to bring up the B building because there were classrooms in there that we used, and in the classroom, or in the hallway of the classroom, there was a portrait. And this is the wrong venue because I don't think anyone can see it here, but I brought a show and tell. I'll just mess it around. Take a look like this. This was Charles Proteus Steinmetz, a profound engineer and a friend of MSOE, and they had a huge portrait of him in the hallway. And when I walked into the building each day, when I was either taking an exam or going to class, and basically what they did was they tilted the picture downward a little bit, you know how they do on hallways, and he's looking right in my eyes. He's looking straight in my eyes, and he's saying, "Did you do your homework?" And that really inspired me because every time I saw his face, you know, I questioned myself about whether I was really doing the right thing and learning properly. And so that was my inspiration. But the portrait is gone, but the gentleman isn't. Well, he's gone, but yeah. And I have another story about him because he worked for General Electric, but he was a friend of MSOE. And he was a consultant for them. And another person, Henry Ford, you know Henry Ford, he started the production line of cars. And he had a famous saying as well. He said, you can buy a car from me any color as long as it's black. Yeah. So even then, the production line had some trade-offs associated with how to get a car out in reasonable time. And so Henry was having trouble with a generator. So he asked General Electric if they could borrow Steinmetz to come over and find out what was wrong. And so Steinmetz went over there, and he went around the generator and so forth, and he pulled out a piece of chalk, and he marked an X on the generator. He said, "Your problem is right there." Then he went home, and he sent Ford a bill for $10,000. And so Henry Ford, being a businessman, he said, I need an outline of just what you did. I need to know the details of what you did before I'll pay this. And so he sent back a note saying, $1 for the chalk and $9,999 to put the X. So he paid for it. So he was my inspiration to go through MSOE, and I thought I'd just share a little bit of that with you. Thanks a lot for it. Oh, by the way, I thought this was a car. Okay. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.